But I could also say your content was solid, because where the fuck are your posts? Honestly, if this is how your content is looking right now, log the fuck in. For example, with these videos, the lighting is just terrible, dude. You gotta fix that. This honestly just tells me that you are an inconsistent content creator. Honestly, probably not something a brand would want to see.
About a month ago, I asked my followers to send in their profiles so I can brutally roast them in a video based on how likely they are to sign UGC deals. Now, for those of you who don't know what UGC is, UGC stands for user-generated content. It's where you make content for brands and they actually pay you for it. And just in the last 2 weeks, I made around 3K just from one brand deal alone. And honestly, I'm convinced this is probably one of the best methods for creators to actually start monetizing. And no, in this video, I won't be holding back. This is also the same advice I would give to my clients in my paid community. Now, before I get into it, what am I going to base this rating on? Number 1, clear, understandable, straight to the point bio. Number 2, consistent content quality and output. And number 3, a clean portfolio showcasing your content knowledge. And those will be the 3 aspects that I'm going to look at today. So now let's get into it.
Okay, so number 1 is going to be my guy, Uvan. For the bio, honestly, it could be much better, because right now we basically only have one line describing a bit about what you do. Figuring out my 20s one video at a time. Now that's not bad, but we could expand on that. And the reason why the bio matters is when you imagine a brand looking at your profile, they need to get immediately what your content is all about. And from the perspective of a brand under this, I wouldn't understand much. This is kind of helpful in a way because it shows where you're from. But this, on the other hand, I don't exactly know what this has to do with your account. At least not on the first glance. So let me show you how I would personally structure your bio. So for the first line, I would honestly do something like content creator and student at Cornell. Right? And then for the second line, I would put what you already have there. So figuring out my 20s one video at a time. And then for the third line, I would put your business emails. So I would do something like reach out uvan at, I'm just going to put an example email right here, .com. Right? Like this is often overlooked, but if you take a look at the profiles from the top UGC creators, they all have their email in the bio. So this is for sure going to help you attract more brands and help them reach out to you way easier. And then for the link, of course, you have a link tree. That's very solid. So now let's take a look at your content. Honestly, your content quality is peak. I've seen your videos before. The edits that you do, everything around that is peak. Right? For everyone watching this video, just take a look at how good this looks. Right? Very good editing. I really like it. You have very high quality content and also a very unique style in my opinion. You also have pretty solid lighting, good audio quality. Let's take a listen right here. And overall with your content, you have great concepts, great topics, great video ideas, everything. Honestly, there's not much I would change here. And although I know these videos take a bit of time, you could be more consistent with them. For example, this one was 7 days ago. This one was on May 9th. This one was on April 15th. This one was March 26th. This one was March 11th. So it's about like 1 to 2 posts per month. Honestly, I would highly recommend, if you can, to double down and really post more. And maybe you can also start a second account where you post daily but with lower effort videos. Because being quite honest, most brands don't actually look for super high quality edits. So that's something I would take a look at if you want to increase your chances of actually working with brands. So brands can actually see that you are able to post consistently. Of course, I know these videos take you a lot of time. But like I said, most brands don't actually look for super high quality edits. And now I see you don't really have a portfolio yet. So if you want to build one, let me show you the template for it. I'm also going to link it below this video. So this right here is a template you could use. This is basically the starting page, and then you can go down to the trusted by section, UGC examples, projects, metrics, testimonials, a quick introduction, and then also a call to action page. I, for example, just ripped this entire blueprint right here. This is what I made of it. You can customize it however you want to. You can change the pictures. You can put in more videos. I would highly recommend that. And then also UGC examples, metrics, even more metrics, all of that, right? You can really test out stuff with this. And I know you're creative, of course, so I think this won't be much of an issue for you to make a clean portfolio. But I would really use it to showcase your content. And with that being said, let's move on to the next person, Rayad. And now the first thing that I see here is the bio is way too short. It tells me nothing about you and what you do. So instead of just having bet on yourself, I would honestly do a bio like this. For the first line, I would put something like 15-year-old future varsity basketball player. Then for the second line, I would put something like documenting the journey here live. And then for the third line, I would put my business email. So rayad@example.com. gmail.com. And again, the basic structure of all these bios is basically first line, who are you? Second line, what do you do? And then third line, putting your business email there so brands can reach out to you. And also see, there's a link missing. I have nothing here that I can really click on, nothing where I can go and enjoy more of your content, see more of your stuff. Not even a way I could see your portfolio. So put a link tree in there or a direct link to your portfolio if you only have that. And now let's get to the content. I personally think it's very, very solid, which obviously shows by the views. For those of you that don't know, Rayet has this series where he's training to become a future varsity basketball player. And let me just show some of these videos, right? You can see multiple different shots right here. You have the voiceover, you have these clips of you actually playing, all of that. And I know that recently you also did a brand deal with this basketball app right here, which, by the way, congrats. And honestly, one thing I'd say is keep this series up, but don't make yourself dependent on it. I want you to also share content outside of it and kind of show how you are outside of only this goal of like reaching varsity basketball player status. Because if you build an audience through only one series, once the series stops, the views are going to go down. Right? It's inevitable. So one way you could prevent that is by not only showing the goal, but also showing stuff that makes you likable as a person. Stuff that is outside of the series. You can either like sneak these into these series videos right here or make separate content on stuff like that. But overall, your content has gotten so much better, right? If we scroll down, we have videos with like 9K views and stuff like that. If we scroll up, we have videos with 200K, 160K, 160K, 100K, even 3 million, which is crazy. So with the content, keep running it up, keep improving one thing every single video, and I think you'll be good, bro. But now back to the topic of brand deals. I don't see a portfolio. This is going to hinder you from getting so many brand deals, right? So I want you to make a portfolio, put your best performing series videos in it, put other types of videos in it as well, talking head videos, not only these, right? So you can actually show people that you can make different kinds of content and showcase to brands why they should work with you. So there's no portfolio here. I can't access anything. So I would highly suggest you build one again with the same template that I just showed. So now up to the next creator, which is going to be Steve. For the bio, there's honestly not much I would change here. You of course have the email, as we can see right here. But you can make better use of the first line, honestly. And then for the second line, you could be a bit more specific. I don't really know what Steve Maxing is, and I don't know what it means for you to become a GigaChat. So if you can just take more use of this first line and expand a bit on this, what it actually means to become a GigaChat, etc., that's going to help a lot. But like I said, this right here is good. You get the email for brand deals. That's solid. But I see there's no link. Where should I go to watch your portfolio? Where should I go to see if I want to work with you? Where's your YouTube? Where's your other stuff? And now let's take a look at the content. Your content is honestly very solid. I really like it. But I could also say your content was solid because where the fuck are your posts? Your last post was on April 10th. Like, what happened to you? Please, I want you to get back into posting. Like, being this inconsistent can't be possible, dude. Like, even here, there's 6 days between these 2 posts. It's just super inconsistent. You post for like 5 days and then you take like 1 week break. So bro, I don't know where your content is if you post it on another account right now, but honestly, if this is how your content is looking right now, log the fuck in, honestly. So you haven't posted in like a month and a half. That's terrible. But other than that, your lighting is solid. Your audio is pretty solid. You have good video editing. You have good hooks. You have a good video structure. But what it's missing is the consistency. You're not posting, bro. I mean, imagine a brand looks at your account and they just see that you disappeared for some reason in like April. Bro, you gotta get back into it. If a brand sees that you're not even consistent with your own content, how can they expect to make consistent content for them? You get what I mean? And in that sense, why would they ever want to work with you? For the portfolio, again, I don't see it here. Use the template that I put below this video and make your portfolio, put it below here with a link tree. And with that being said, let's get to the next candidate, which is gonna be Diaz. I hope I pronounced that right, but yeah, let's get into it. First of all, honestly, I really like the bio. It's straight to the point. I know exactly what your page is about. I know exactly who you are, what you do, etc. One thing I would take a look at though is that instead of putting the Calendly here in the links section, I would honestly put a link tree because I know you have this fitness coaching thing going on and you also want to do UGC. Now, if you of course were only focused on the fitness coaching, then of course just have like a Calendly link in the bio or a YouTube link or something like that. But if you're trying to optimize for brand deals, put a link tree and add your portfolio in there. Now let's check the content. First things first, double posting consistency. Like this is very good. How often do you post a day? Like 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day. 5 times a day, bro. Holy. I mean, here you posted once, but it's like at least once a day. And that's super solid. I really like that. And I think for some of these videos, the lighting could honestly be a bit better. I think that's something you could probably work on. For example, with these videos, the lighting is just terrible, dude. You gotta fix that. But on the other hand, in videos like these, it's very solid. So just make sure to have a light shining onto you like I have right now and have nothing like shining from the back into the camera. I think the audio honestly is also solid, and overall the consistency is just the best thing that you have going for you right now. So one of the things that I would for sure double down on is the lighting. So videos like these, for example, can't happen. Regarding the portfolio, again, I don't see it. You gotta add it somewhere. If you don't have it yet, use the template that I put in the description. Overall, this is very good potential. I like it. Now, let's get to the final candidate, which is gonna be OSA. Now, you might be able to see this, but again, your bio is way too short. It doesn't tell me anything about you and what you do. This honestly just tells me that you are an inconsistent content creator. Honestly, probably not something a brand would want to see. So if I were to redesign your bio, this is how I would do it. In the first one, I would put something like 22-year-old or however old you are, sharing my authentic thoughts online. And here's kind of the problem. Out of your content, I haven't really seen what your niche is, so I'm kind of unclear on that. So I'm gonna just skip that for now and just gonna go to the third line, which would be something like your business email, osa@example.com. And of course, there's no link here. I can see any of your other content on YouTube, and I also can see your UGC portfolio. So fix that. Now let's take a look at your content. First of all, I really like the unique look that you have in each one of these videos, especially with these glasses that you have and this overhead shot. This is just awesome, bro. I really like this, honestly, because you see people like Alex Hormozi, the first thing that you associate with him is flannel, tank top, cap, beard, right? One thing that I would associate with you is hat, glasses, right? And the overhead shot, the like top down shot, right? That looks super good. I really like the visual aspect of your brand, and it's honestly something where people can recognize you very quickly. So your page honestly has a lot of potential. And I think what it really comes down to is just posting a bit more consistently. I see that you posted a lot here. So you posted like a couple of times a day, but then you have a break of like a week again, or here again, right? You have multiple breaks between content. So that's something I would take a look at. Just try to post like once a day. That's usually the best way to go about it, especially with this like raw format. Should be very doable. And now to the last thing, portfolio. Again, I don't see it. I can't believe that out of the 5 people that actually click that they want to monetize with their content, right? I filtered these people out, by the way. I actually had more applicants than this, but these were the ones that actually also wrote in the description that they want to monetize with their content. But none of you have a freaking portfolio. Like, what's going on? So if you belong in this category where you don't have a portfolio, please check out the template that I have in the description. Build your own portfolio, even if it's just personal brand content for now and a couple of spec ads. I hope you found this valuable. If you apply the advice that I gave in this video, I can guarantee you that your chances of getting a UGC brand deal are gonna skyrocket. But of course, results are gonna vary. And just attracting the brand is not the whole deal. You still have to perform. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I do actually want to take UGC a bit more serious and make actual money with it, scale to 5K per month plus, you can check the link in the description. It's my calendar basically, where you can book a call with me and we can talk about how I can actually help you. And if you actually are a good fit, I would love to help you out starting UGC or scale your current brand deals up. So if that sounds interesting, you know where to look. Bye bye.